Hey guys, I thought I'd post an update about my trip to Thailand, and yeah, as those of you who've been following my blog know that I was posting video updates for a little while about DTS and what the speaker was speaking about each week and what touched me the most, and thought it was only natural that I share about my outreach. And for those of you just watching now, I thanks a lot for watching. And yeah, these past few months of just God moving has just been flattering me to think that God cares enough to put as much thought into the things that he does, and to put as much precision into what he does, and that every single thing is a kaleidoscope to him, and that nothing is unique, nothing is ironic, and every single thing is intricately weaved for him, and he cares to make himself real to us in a powerful way. And that's probably the most impacting thing that I got out of DTS, because that's not something I ever experienced before in all my years of being a Christian, and I'm so grateful for that, because thinking of where I wanted to be now in life, I remember when I was 15 thinking I just want to be married and blah blah, and it's just, I'm so thankful that didn't happen. And yeah, I'm so thankful for the stage that I'm at now, even though I don't know what's happening next. And yeah, but Thailand was awesome. We spent the first bit of it in Bangkok, and then the remainder of the time in Chiang Mai. And it was just awesome. Awesome is a good word. But it's to see God in a different culture, and just why I'm in a different culture in general, but yeah, how in a culture so full of Buddhism, where Buddhism, you're just born a Buddhist, how God is real in that, and how God reveals himself in that, how these people just lay everything down to Buddha, but God asks us to lay everything down for him. And that was so interesting for me. But yeah, what we did is, so we did a human trafficking outreach, right? If you want to hear about how we rescued brothels and stuff, then you better watch a different video, because that's not what I'm sharing about. But what we did is, we were supposed to work with a bunch of ministries when we were there. We were supposed to work with a safe house and stuff, and do a bunch of awesome things, and God had other ideas. For some reason, all of those ministries either were full with teams or just couldn't take us for some reason. And so our first day in Thailand, we had orientation, and the opportunity came up for us to do a week, or we could have done it for however long we wanted to, but of flood relief and cleaning the houses that had just been affected by the flood in Thailand. And we said, yeah, sure, whatever, let's go for it. And it was just awesome, a humbling experience. Some of these houses, the water had just receded from that area about 2 to 3 weeks ago, and it was covered about 3 inches high. That's how far the water rose. So some of these houses had been cleaned a little bit, and some of these houses hadn't been touched at all and had maggots and larvae in it. And a lot of these houses were tile, and if there was a little bit of black mold, we just scrub all of that out, and a lot of these people were living in these houses because that's the only choice they had. But yeah, it was just awesome how God used that experience of us being in the heat. I had an experience where I got dehydrated and actually got really sick in the back of our truck driving back to our base, but it was still really good and wouldn't take it back for anything. And then our next 2 weeks in Bangkok were basically Holy Spirit led. We just worship, prayed, and did all of our team time and stuff, and then we said, okay, God, where are we going? Who are we meeting? Who are we talking to today? And we're foreigners. We're Farangs. Farang is a word for foreigner in Thai. I just taught you something new. And we don't know Thai. Thai people don't know very much English. So starting conversations, let alone conversations about God, where people know who Jesus was, but oh yeah, he's a man who does good things. You follow Jesus in order to get good things, when that's not how it is. But yeah. So, me and my friend Hope in the group we were in, we were in a group and we felt God telling us to go to a specific area. And we stopped somewhere on the way just to get something, just to get a bottle of water because it was really hot outside. And we saw these group of university students. We're like, hey, let's talk to them anyway, and then go to where we were supposed to go after. And it turns out that these people had amazing English. And as we're talking to them and asking them questions, and then just slowly getting into it, they were Christians. And it was just awesome that, as I can look back now, during that time where I didn't feel effective, where all we were doing as a team was praying, that God was using me to encourage Christians. And it was weird. It happened that the people we would meet, not just in that setting, but whenever we would mention pra Yesu, Jesus, they would just say, oh, I know. And it was just awesome. And then we went to Chiang Mai, and we worked with a ministry called Lighthouse in Action, and all of our team was supposed to be working with the LoveX part. And LoveX is a part that teaches English to the girls in the bars, and they also teach English to the kids in the slums. And a lot of these kids in the slums have to sell roses in the red light district. And yeah, so it turns out our team was too big. Obviously, God knew that was going to happen. And they also teach English in the universities, just as a form of loving people, so that they don't, just to break that barrier, that white people are better than, because they're not. We are all the same. And but yeah, so we were asked to pray about it, and God told me to go to the university, which was really convicting and super convicting and hard at first. But then I was just okay, Jesus, you know what's going on. And it was a really big struggle for me for a lot of the part of it, and then it settled out, and I got to make a really good friendship with one of the girls in the English class. But yeah, and then we went out at night in the bars in Chiang Mai to just meet the people there, and the women working in the bars and the lady boys working in the bars, and just have a drink with them, have conversations with them. And then each time we'd go to the bar, we'd go to the same person. And it was just awesome to do that, and that they thought of us as their friends, just like we would think of them as their friends. It didn't matter what they did, or it didn't matter that we were just there for a short time. But yeah, we also met these kids there that had to sell roses in the red light district, and that was probably one of my most memorable things, next to meeting the lady boy that I developed a relationship with. And whenever she would be upset about something, I would just go down and I'd say kun sawai bon, and that means you're beautiful in Thai. And just seeing how her face would light up, and it's you deserve to hear that every day. But yeah, and I was able to bless her with some presents, and yeah, and she's just why are you getting me this? And it was just amazing to just bless her. And yeah, one of the hardest questions was, when are you coming back to Chiang Mai? And I was just no. But yeah, Thailand was super good. I love the people that I met. I don't know if I'll go back long term, but I really want to visit. That's the hardest question I got. When are you visiting? But what am I doing with YWAM back? Or what am I doing next? I think that I'll probably stay in YWAM, but I don't know. But yeah, just praying about it. And yeah, God bless.